puffed. "I'm coming down with something," he complained, as if it were her fault. "Are you going to help me or what?" "Not until you tell me what this is all about," Randy said, but she'd already decided to do it. She liked Willie, and she owed him. He'd given her work when she needed it, with his friendship thrown into the bargain. Even his constant, futile attempts to jump her bones were somehow endearing, although she'd never admit it to Willie. "You want to hear about my rates?" "Rates?" Willie sounded pained. "What about friendship? What about old time's sake? What about all the times I bought you lunch?" "You never bought me lunch," Randy said accusingly. "Is it my fault you kept turning me down?" "Taking a bucket of Popeye's Extra Spicy to an adult motel for a snack and a quickie does not constitute a lunch invitation in my book," Randy said.
Willie had a long, morose face, with broad, rubbery features capable of an astonishing variety of expressions. Right now he looked as though someone had just run over his puppy. It would not have been a quickie, he said with vast, wounded dignity. He coughed and pushed himself back in the chair, looking oddly childlike against the red velvet cushions. "Randy," he said, his voice suddenly gone scared and weary, "this is for real." She'd first met Willie Flambeau when his collection agency had come after her for the unpaid bills left by her ex. She'd been out of work, broke, and desperate, and Willie had taken pity on her and given her work at the agency. As much as she'd hated hassling people for money, the job had been a godsend, and she'd stayed long enough to wipe out her debt. Willie's lopsided smile, endless propositions, and mordant intelligence had somehow kept her sane. They'd kept in touch off and on, even after Randy had left the hounds of hell, as Willie liked to call the collection agency. All that time, Randy had never heard him sound scared, not even when discoursing on the prospect of imminent death from one of his many grisly and undiagnosed maladies. She sat down on the couch. "Then I'm listening," she said. "What's the problem?" "You see this morning's Courier?" he asked. "The woman that was murdered over on the Parkway?" "I glanced at it," Randy said. "She was a friend of mine." Oh, Jesus. Suddenly Randy felt guilty for giving him a hard time. "Willie, I am so sorry." "Yeah, well, she was just a kid," Willie said. 23. "You would have liked her. Lots of spunk. Bright, too. She'd been in a wheelchair since high school. The night of her senior prom, her date drank too much and got pissed when she wouldn't go all the way. And on the way home, he floored it and ran head-on into a semi. Really showed her. The boy was killed instantly. Joni lived through it, but her spine was severed. She was paralyzed from the waist down. She never let it stop her. She went on to college and graduated with honors. Had a good job." "You knew her through all this?" Willie shook his head. "Nah. Met her about a year ago. She'd been a little overenthusiastic with her credit cards, you know the tune, so I showed up on her doorstep one day, introduced her to Mr. Scissors. One thing led to another. We got to be friends. Like you and me, kind of." He looked up into her eyes. The body was mutilated. Who'd do something like that? Bad enough to kill her, but Willie was beginning to wheeze. His asthma. He stopped, took a deep breath. And what the fuck does it mean? Mutilated. Jesus, what a nasty word. But mutilated how? I mean, are we talking Jack the Ripper here? "I don't know. Does it matter?" "It matters to me." He wet his lips. "I phoned the cops today, tried to get more details. It was a draw. I wouldn't tell them my name. They wouldn't give me any information. I tried the funeral home, too. A closed casket wake, then the body's going to be cremated. Sounds to me like something getting covered up." "Like what?" she said. Willie sighed. "You're going to think this is real weird. But what if—" He ran his fingers through his hair. He looked very agitated. "What if Joni was, well, savaged, ripped up, maybe even, well, partially eaten, you know, like some kind of animal?" Willie was going on, but Randy was no longer listening. A coldness settled over her. It was old and gray, full of fear, and suddenly she was 12 years old again, standing in the kitchen door listening to her mother make that sound, that terrible, high, thin, wailing sound. The men were still trying to talk to her, to make her understand. Some kind of animal, one of them.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.